What's up guys, Matt and Blake from the Football Boots team, and today we are going to be the first to show you the brand new Deadly Strike collection coming in from Adidas. Now they might not be for everyone, they're not for me, but they might be for you watching, so let's go straight away, talk us through the first boot in this brand new pack.
It is the Predator 18 Plus with a colorway called Unity Ink, white, aero green and high res green. Looking at it, you can't see any green at all. It's predominantly a royal blue sort of colorway with white on those Adidas 3 stripes, transparent studs, as well as that you've got that aero green coming through on that net on that collar there. Matty, first impressions, what do you think?
Well, I said it in the intro, and I don't think this Deadly Strike collection is for me. I'll put my hands up, but to be fair, in the whole pack, I'm going to say the 18 plus Preds are my favourite, and there is actually a big difference between the 18 plus and the 18.1. So if I were given an option out of the whole Deadly Strike collection, which one I prefer, I would go for the 18 plus Predators. The colourway is okay in all over blue. Reminds me of a pair of the blue 16 plus pure controls that came out. But what I love so much about this boot is the boot itself. Take away the colourway. I love the upper so much. This control skin is literally 10 out of 10 for a knitted and synthetic boot. I like it a lot.
The colorway itself does remind me a lot of the original Nitro Charger 1.0. It had a sort of glossy shot blue colorway. Reminds me a lot of that design. But that's not just the only boot in the Predator range. We've also got the Predator 18.1, which has a slightly different colorway, and you get to see a bit more aero green. Not like what you saw on the Predator 18 Plus. Again, 3 stripes are white. Pretty much the same colorway, but a bit more aero green. Predator 18.1 or the Predator 18 Plus.
All day, every day, the Predator 18 Plus. As I said, it's a different colorway and it is a different boot. This time on the 18.1, the actual blue that Adidas have used, to me, looks a little bit darker and it doesn't have that same nice glossy finish, and that's because the upper is actually different. On the 18 Plus, as I said, it almost feels like a scuba suit, very stretchy and grippy, but on the 18.1, it's a little bit rougher. It's got more of a texture and it's not as stretchy feeling or as grippy. So that's the big difference for me. So for me, all day 18 plus.
In terms of the colorway as well, again, we'll just look at the sole plate. There's a lot more aero green going on with this design, as you can see from that side image. A lot more aero green on the sole plate and a bit more on that collar there. In terms of the players that will be wearing it, you got Paul Pogba, Mesut Ozil, Dele Alli, and even Rakitic headlining the Predator 18 Plus. They'll all be wearing this, by the way. It's not one of those Adidas secondary packs. And the Predator 18.1, again, another very highly popular model, along with that Predator 18.1 leather. Mats Hummels, Nemanja Matic, Ter Stegen, and Keylor Navas will be the headline wearers for the Predator 18.1. But we'll get over to the next silo, which is the X17 Plus Pure Speed with a colorway of Aero Green and Unity Ink. Now this is probably the boldest one of the entire pack. Such a bright colorway. Aero Green, I actually do like that. But with that royal blue, maybe not the best. Matty, what do you think?
My favourite pick in terms of boots from Adidas is the X17 Plus Pure Speed. So this is what I would lace up in personally. Now, just like you said, I actually don't mind that lighter colour blue, which is almost a little bit of green across the boot. But my problem is that Adidas have mixed it with a navy blue. Now, I just don't think that two different types of blues should be used together. It would have been super fresh if it was that light blue with a white, or you could do it the other way and go black. Black will look so much better than this navy blue. But in terms of the actual Pure Speed, if you are feeling this colorway and you want to get these, then you will be lacing up in some of the best boots on the market right now.
100% agree with that colorway. We'll just have a quick look at the sole plate. You see that blue at the back and that green at the front with a nice little speckled design. It's actually quite a nice touch on the Pure Speeds. But of course, we'll head over to the X17.1. Exact same colorway, bar the sole plate. The sole plate is all that blue color with green on those stud tips there. Again, X17.1 or the Pure Speed. Matty?
Look, I'm gonna say the 17 Plus Pure Speed gets away with it. I don't like the colorway, but because the boot is so good, I'd say it passes. But the X17.1, you do not have a leg to stand on this colorway because it is just so bad. In the cold-blooded pack, I said that the X17.1s, if you wanted to get them, that's cool because the colorway was sweet. But this time, the boot is way too poor and the colorway just does not suit at all. So I'm going to say the 17 Plus Pure Speeds.
Now, in terms of the price ranges between the 17.1 and the Plus version, £250 for the Pure Speed. That's pretty fair, but only £180 for the X17.1. So that's £70 different. If you're on a budget, potentially get the X17.1 just based purely on price. The difference between the 18 Plus Predator and the 18.1 is just £50. So again, value for money. That might be the only reason you'd get this solo. We'll talk about the players that will be wearing the Plus and the .1. Again, Mo Salah, James Rodriguez, Paulo Dybala and Angel Di Maria will be the headline wearers for the Pure Speed. And the 17.1, Gareth Bale and Marcelo will have their own custom versions of this solo. As well as that, we've got Karim Benzema of Real Madrid as well to headline the solo. Over to the next solo, which is the Copper 18.1 with the colorway dubbed Unity Ink, Aero Green and High Res Green. Maddie, what do you think of this one?
Just something is wrong with that overall shape of the boot. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a dodgy angle of the photo, but the toe box looks so high and that dodgy tongue, which is dodgy anyway, but it looks even higher than usual. So in these product pictures, I'm not having them. Of course, the colorway isn't for me already. I've talked about it. Blue on blue is a no-go. Now, one thing to bear in mind, in the pictures, the Copper 18.1, that leather looks high quality, soft and supple. But do not be fooled, we received these. The proper versions, the elite ones, the ones which cost the most money. And for me, the leather was just way too stiff. I don't think it was necessarily the leather's fault. I think that internal cage Adidas have actually put inside is just way too stiff. The Tiempo Legend 7 does it very well, still soft and flexible. The Mizuno Rebel does it very well again, but the Copper 18.1 just can't quite compete with those two boots.
Now in terms of colorway, again, I'll bring it on as well. We have that Aero Green at the back and that navy sort of Unity Ink blue at the front. 3 stripes are white. We'll have a quick look at the sole plate, which is pretty much a transparent design. It's actually my favorite part of this boot. The sole plate has a nice sort of lined print on the underside of the sole plate. Again, no players will be wearing this, but in terms of value for money, this is only £170. So potentially £80 difference to the Plus models. So the value range in the Adidas Deadly Strike collection. Now over to the last boot, which is the Nemesis 17 Plus 360 Agility. Now this boot does something special. You probably can't even see the boot on the picture on the TV itself. It's so white. It's almost got a sort of yellow look to it. The official colorway is called Aero Green, High Res Green. Maddie, what do you think of it?
Well, first thing to mention is that you guys might be thinking that these are Lionel Messi's brand new boots, but that is not the case because after these ones, we've got his own special signature editions, so stay tuned. But for me, I get it, they glow in the dark, which is a very cool feature. How often are you actually going to be seeing it glow in the dark? Probably about 2% of the boot's lifetime. So my problem is, when you're just seeing it in light, it's a dodgy colorway. I prefer it if it was crystal white, or maybe it was an off-white all over, but I'm just not too sure. It just looks like you bought a white pair of boots and they've got stains on. So for me, although they glow in the dark, I'm gonna pass.
Absolutely agree with you, Maddie. They do glow in the dark. That's the coolest thing about these boots, but again, it's not even a white out colorway. It's almost like a cream out colorway. This is the Nemesis 17.1, a bit more Aero Green on the solo, a bit more Aero Green on those stud tips and on the laces there. So this does have laces. This is £200 and the Nemesis 17 Plus is £250. Maddie, again, I'll ask you, 17.1 or the 360 Agility?
Well, just looking at these product pictures, these boots actually remind me of 3 previous packs from Adidas. The first one was the Hunt pack back in the day, which was all about glow in the dark. So that's the inspiration. But since then, we've also had the Edge pack, which again had that creamy color. And then most recently was the Earth Storm. But in terms of these boots in the Deadly Strike, I'm going to say I'm going to go for the Nemesis 17.1 because they are essentially the exact same boots, but I personally just prefer laces.
Now in terms of player uptake, Roberto Firmino, David Alaba and Juan Mata will be the headline wearers for the laceless Nemesis Solo. The 17.1 Nemesis with the laces will be worn by Julian Draxler, Jesse Lingard and Lucas Vazquez of Real Madrid. But it does not end there because we're revealing Messi's new Solo. This is Messi's new Nemesis 17.1. The colorway is Unity Ink, High Res Green, Core Black. Maddie, what do you think of these?
Personally, I think Lionel Messi in the last 6 months has been absolutely stitched up with his signature editions. You look at Nike, you look at CR7, he is coming out with fire week in, week out. All his exclusives are very nice, but for me, these are just a little bit dead as well. Navy blue, you say this in office quite a lot, but Blake says navy blue should never be seen on a pair of football boots. He had some old school Evo pads, which is navy blue. Nah. I think it's a terrible colorway, but the thing is, I actually do like that little bit of a greeny tint, the mint green almost teal. I like that colorway, but why can't it be white or why can't it be black just to complement it?
Now the cold-blooded Messi Nemesis 17.1, it had exact same template. It was almost like a grey and black design. Didn't like that at all. And they come out with this. Again, I'm not liking it at all. There will also be a Nemesis 17 Plus 360 agility of the Messi Nemesis as well. We'll chuck on the screen for you now to see that. But Maddie, I'll ask you this question. We'll head over to fit. Now the fit of the Plus models, which one are you going for? Looking at this top view, they do actually look all very similar.
In terms of the way
just between the 17.1 and the Plus version, £250 for the pure speed, that's pretty fair, but only £180 for the X17.1, so that's £70 different. If you're on a budget, potentially get the X17.1, just stud tips there. Again, X17.1.
in terms of
just based purely on price. The difference between 18 plus value for money, that might be the only reason you'd get this solo. We'll head over to the next point. One, again, Mo Salah, James Rodriguez, Paulo Dybala, and Angel Di Maria will be the headline wearers for the pure speed. And the 17.1, Gareth Bale and Marcelo will have their own custom versions of this solo. As well as that, we've got Karim Benzema of Real Madrid as well to headline the solo. Over to the next solo, which is the Copper 18.1 with the colorway dubbed
shape of the boot. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a dodgy at all, so I'm going to say the 17 plus pure speeds.
Now, the difference between 18 Predator and the 18.1
looks so high, and that dodgy tone, which is dodgy anyway, but it looks even higher than usual. So in these product pictures, I'm not having them. Of course, the colorway isn't for me already. I've talked about it. The Copper 18.1. That leather looks high quality, soft and supple. But do not be fooled. We received it. I don't think it was necessarily the leather's fault. I think that internal cage Adidas have actually put inside is just way too. Suno Rebler does it very well again, but the Copper 18.1 just can't come.
We'll talk about the players that will be dubbed Unity Inc.
Just can't quite compete with those two boots.